Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining TourRadar's webinar today on a destination spotlight of Bavaria. We're going to give it just a couple more minutes to allow people to come in. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to sharing Bavarian highlights with you very soon. Thanks again, everybody, for joining us today. We're going to wait just one more minute as we see some people who are still entering the room. And we are excited to share with you today about our destination spotlight in Bavaria, Germany. Welcome to TourRadar's Wednesday webinar featuring our destination spotlight of Bavaria, Germany. I'm so pleased to introduce our speaker today, Diana Gonzalez, who is the Manager of International Networks North America for Bavaria. Welcome, Diana.
Hi, Kimberly. Thank you. Welcome, everyone.
Diana, I will let you go ahead and take the lead on sharing all the highlights of Bavaria. And then after your presentation, we'll give everybody a little run through on how to book Bavaria on TourRadar, as well as allow for the opportunity to book any or to answer any questions that you might have. We do have a chat feature. So if you have any questions during the chat, please feel free to post them. Some of them we may answer directly back to you, and some of them we might save for the end to answer out loud so everybody can hear. And with that, Diana, take it away.
Perfect. So hello, everyone. It's great to be here with you. Thanks again to TourRadar for the invitation. I am Diana Gonzalez, the representative for Bavaria Tourism here in the US. Thanks for joining to learn more about Bavaria, Germany. And I'm super excited to talk to you all about our Bavaria's diverse cities, towns, and regions, and all the experiences you can have there when you book a travel experience in Tour to Bavaria. So here's a little rundown of the topic. So I'll start with a general intro to Bavaria, then I will share some details about our Bavaria insiders, then highlight cities and countryside destinations, and lastly, I'll provide you with information on our resources for you, the travel trade. So welcome to Bavaria, and we'll touch on here on some facts and connectivities to Bavaria. So where is Bavaria? Bavaria is located in the southeast of Germany. And you can see it here. It's in the dark blue spot, shaded area in the little map here. It borders with the Czech Republic to the east, Austria to the southeast and most of the south, and it also borders with Switzerland via Lake Constance on the southwest. The capital is the beautiful city of Munich. We have 9 UNESCO World Heritage Sites that include the old towns of Regensburg and Bamberg. For our international travelers flying directly from the United States, you will arrive at Munich Airport, which is a top 5-star airport. And I always say the coolest airport because it has its own brewery and its own Christmas market during the Christmas season. And for those of you that might have not known, Bavarian is also a language, although everyone speaks German and English, or mostly widely spoken English in Germany. Bavaria has its own language, which you might hear from time to time if you spend some time in Bavaria. So you have to pay attention. And just a fun fact to keep in mind. So, in regards to our connectivity from the United States to Bavaria, it is excellent. The great news is that mostly all of the nonstop air routes that were running pre-pandemic have been reinstated from the US gateways to Munich Airport. So, from the East Coast, there is direct connections from Boston, JFK, Newark, New York, Washington, D.C., Charlotte, North Carolina, Atlanta, Georgia, and from the Midwest, Chicago and Detroit, and from the West Coast, Los Angeles, San Francisco, San Diego, Denver, and Houston. San Diego, Detroit, and Houston were new routes launched last year. Lufthansa and United Airlines mostly service all of these nonstop routes, while American Airlines currently only serves via Charlotte, North Carolina. These are the only airlines with direct services, but other popular airlines serving Bavaria with good connections and layovers include British Airways via London, also Iceland Air via Iceland, Aer Lingus via Dublin, Delta, and Turkish Airlines via Istanbul. And here is a more detailed map of the Bavarian destinations I will talk to you about today. So try to memorize it, just kidding. But I want to provide you with something to visualize so you can see how easy it can be to get around Bavaria. You can see here we have Munich to the south, and really anything south of Munich, we reach the Bavarian Alps, or what we like to call the German Alpine Road, which is where we have the alpine villages of Garmisch-Partenkirchen, Füssen, Lindau, and Berchtesgaden. In the north, you can see Nuremberg, Regensburg, and other historical cities, also known as the beer and wine region. So before we dive into the destinations, I want to talk to you a little bit of the people and the local personalities of Bavaria. So as Bavaria Tourism, we focus on the storytelling of our local people and with them invite people to visit and explore Bavaria. They are Bavaria insiders. They are traditional, but also innovative and creative. They take their passion for the Bavarian customs and traditions and add their own special twist. They come from a range of different backgrounds like music, art, dance, food and drink, nature, outdoors, and handcrafts. So we start with the famous Viktualienmarkt in Munich, which houses an array of different products. You can sample a lot of traditional Bavarian meals and local produce. The market has one special stall that is actually dedicated to potatoes. So two fellows, Theo and Dominic, run Kasperplatz, where they sell various types of potatoes and create delicious meals in their mini bistro. In their own way, they have made potatoes and vegetarian dishes in their own recipes where they sell in their stall. Each one of the dishes is constructed to include a raw salad, a potato, and several delicious healthy toppings. So if you're in Munich, you have to check out the Kasper Plautz booth. Next up in Regensburg, the UNESCO World Heritage City, we find Claudia, who hand knits glass beads into purses. She brings back the forgotten crafts popular during the 19th century. She runs an antique shop and cafe in the old town of Regensburg where people can drop by and see her create the bags, or they can even take a workshop with her and make their own glass beaded bags, or simply stop by for coffee and cake at her cafe. Then located in Bavaria's Franconia region, we have winemaker Ilanka, who runs her parents' vineyard near Würzburg, the city of wine, with a passion for producing the best local wine and keeping the winemaking tradition alive and making a name for herself as it is mostly a male-dominated profession in Bavaria. So she belongs to a special ethos group of young winemakers in the region where they all work together and aim to preserve the land's biodiversity and ecosystem. Her winery is open for wine tasting and special wine hikes and walks in the vineyard. So lastly, in the town of Nordenlingen, we have Michelin chef star Jochel Kaiser. He blends new forms of regional Bavarian classic dishes with gourmet cuisine and sustainability at his restaurant, Meyer's Keller. His love for his creations has won him the coveted Michelin star year after year, from traditional inn fare to Michelin star level cuisine and chef. the chef makes the small fairy tale town of Norderling a hidden gem. So for more stories of our local Bavarian insiders, you have to check out our website, bavaria.travel. And the great part is that they are all accessible and you can visit them. So a lot of them are, like I said, winemakers, brewers, restaurant owners. They have their studios and their own boutiques. So definitely something to add to any itinerary. So we start with the Bavaria city. So Munich. Munich is our vibrant capital. It is traditional yet vibrant and an innovative city. You can find the gorgeous landmarks like the town hall and Marienplatz, the Viktualienmarkt, which we talked about a little bit the last slide, and the old town. The city also offers new green tours, such as hiking and cycling around the city for those that would like to have a little bit more of an active experience. Other city tours include food and history tours available with local guides. So much to do here. You can also visit the Oktoberfest Museum and restaurant and stop by for a beer and a hearty Bavarian meal. Other sites include the BMW World, the Olympic Stadium, English Garden, and the Art District. So, of course, we can't forget folk festivals like the Spring Festival, the Kochel and the Oktoberfest that all take place in Munich. And as an added tip, if you have any shopping lovers booked to Bavaria and they have some free time, there is the possibility to do some shopping at the Ingolstadt Village Outlet Center. There's a shuttle bus available from Munich as well. So just as a side note. Then up next, we have Nuremberg. It's a great destination for foodies with its great delicacies like the delicious Nuremberg sausages or the sweet Lebkuchen treats that usually are plentiful during the Christmas season. For those that can't get enough of the bratwurst and sausages, Nuremberg recently opened its very own bratwurst museum where you can learn all about the historic Nuremberg Rostbratwurst. And then Nuremberg is also ideal for history buffs. The virtual bus tour of the Nazi rally grounds is said to be a very powerful experience, as well as a new media installation of the Nuremberg trials that takes guests back 80 years to the time of the trials. Further, the majestic imperial castle in the old town is always a great highlight as well, and you can see a bit of it in the image here. And again, for any shopping lovers, stop by and splurge at the Bräuninger, an upscale German department store which offers personal shopping experiences and its own confectionery dessert shop and cocktail bar. And now west of Nuremberg, we find Rothenburg ob der Tauber, this picturesque town located between two fairy tale-like roads, the Romantic Road and the Castle Road. You can find the festive Katai Wohlfahrt, where the Christmas village is up all year round here, and the famous Christmas Museum, and the only Christmas museum in Germany. And then fun experiences include the night watchman tour later in the evening, a chocolate figurine making class, cocktail making classes, or a wine tasting at the local wine cellar. A true fairy tale visit awaits in Rothenburg. And then northeast of Nuremberg, we find the lovely city of Bayreuth, which houses one of the UNESCO World Heritage Sites, the awe-inspiring Margraville Opera House. You can have a glimpse of it here. It's called a masterpiece of Baroque theater architecture. Definitely a place to see at least once. Bayreuth is also the city of Richard Wagner, the famous musical composer. And a fun note for all the beer lovers, Bayreuth houses the Meisels Beer Adventure World, which has been listed in the Guinness Book of World Records as the world's most extensive beer museum in the world. So something to check out for any beer lovers for sure. Then south of Bayreuth, we come across Regensburg. This historic city lays on the banks of the Danube River. It is a traditional stop on the Danube River cruises. It's a charming city with Italian flair because of its strong Roman history connection. And the city is over 2,000 years old. New tours to explore in Regensburg are the self-guided tour routes, art walking tour, and the craft tour, where you can visit the local handcraft artisans. And for group visitors looking for a culinary experience, the beer and sausage seminars are a unique experience as well in the city of Regensburg. Then some other great alternative cities, if you've have already had clients visiting the top cities like Munich and Nuremberg, we have other cities. So we have Erding, which is a small town near Munich and just 10 minutes away from Munich Airport and about 40 minutes from the Munich train station. Erding is the home of the largest spa in the world. So something to consider if you have any clients wanting to relax before heading off back home. To the airport. So another is Passau, east of Regensburg, is also a popular river cruise destination. The city connects three rivers, which makes it for a very nice view and nice leisure strolls along the banks of the rivers. And you have to stop by St. Stephen's Cathedral to see the largest cathedral organ in the world with over 17,000 pipes. Up next, we have Würzburg, one of the wine cities of Bavaria. You will find many vinoteques here. On the Olds Bridge, you will have stupendous views of the local vineyards, and the Würzburg Palace or Residence, a UNESCO World Heritage Site as well, houses the largest fresco painting in the world. So something that will truly take your breath away. Lastly, we have Aschaffenburg, not too far from Würzburg. It is known as the Mediterranean side of Bavaria because of its nice weather year-round. Highlights include the Johannesburg Palace, and newly opened is the Christian Schad Museum for those European art lovers familiar with the works of modernism and Dadaism styles. And now that was a glimpse of the cities, and now I would like to move on to some inspiring Bavarian countryside. So moving towards the countryside, a great product and experience I like to highlight is the German Alpine Road. This is a great blend of nature, countryside, village life, and many sparkling lakes along the road. The road runs along the Bavarian Alps in the southern Bavaria, from Lindau on Lake Constance to Lake Königssee near Berchtesgaden and its national park. The road runs a total of about 300 miles long. It is recommended for those that want to experience the Bavarian Alps to see this via their own car, self-drive, although rail does also reach to many of the Alpine villages, and then you can kind of have a little bit of an experience there as well, visiting the villages. 5 to 7 days is recommended to those who want to complete the road. From start to finish, the outdoors and nature in the Alps is breathtaking. And aside from visiting the charming alpine villages, there is opportunity for many hikes and cycling opportunities, which I know TourRadar offers a lot of in their Bavaria packages. So something to keep in mind for any of your active and outdoor clients in the US. So if your clients have only very limited amount of time and can't stay overnight in these villages, then there is recommended to do private tours as well through Munich Wonderland, which can take over for any private tours or hiking, specifically hikes in the Alps. And the best part is that Munich is very close to the Alpine region. So really, if guests are already in Munich, it's worth taking the journey there. Even if it's for a day trip, Munich is usually referred to as the gateway to the Alps due to its very close proximity. And then along the German Alpine Road, we have Lake Chiemsee and the Chiemgau region, which is great for nature activities on the lake, such as water sports. On one of the beautiful islands of the lake, though, you will find one of the palaces of King Ludwig II, the Herrenchiemsee New Palace, or also known as the Bavarian Versailles. The Hall of Mirrors is in this image is longer than the real one in Versailles. So you can have a look here on the slide. Definitely a gorgeous palace to consider visiting and enticing your clients to check out as well. Then we come across here in the Alpine region as well with Garmisch-Partenkirchen, a ski town located on the foothills of the Bavarian Alps. The two towns of Garmisch and Partenkirchen offer true Bavarian and Alpine feel. Just walking through them, you will find beautifully facade frescoes depicting colorful, everyday, and also religious scenes. So Garmisch-Partenkirchen is excellent for nature activities and adventures. For example, the Zugspitze, the largest mountain in Germany, where you can also make your way to the viewpoint at the top, through either the cogwheel train or the cable car and enjoy the views from there. And a great tip is to have lunch at the restaurant at the top to enjoy the beautiful scenery. Next, we have Füssen, the picturesque town where the romantic road ends. It's a great town to explore if you're visiting Neuschwanstein Castle and the Hohenschwangau Castle, since it's only 10-minute ride, and typically there's a bus in Füssen that takes you to the Schwangau area where the castles are located. The town has a beautiful Rococo and Baroque architecture as well. Near Füssen, there's also so much nature to explore, hiking, cycling, and if you do a boat trip on the lake, you can do it on Lake Fuggensee, which has fantastic and panoramic views of the castles as the backdrop. And we reach Lake Constance in Lindau in the southwest of Bavaria. Lindau is known as the Bavarian Riviera for its location on the lake. Lake Constance is perfectly situated because it borders four countries, Germany, Switzerland, Austria, and Liechtenstein, providing an excellent destination to those visitors wanting to visit more than just one country on their trip, which is typical for American travelers. And a great tip is the Bodensee Card Plus, which offers entrance to over 160 sites and includes free scheduled boat trips around the lake. So, for example, in Lindau, you can take the boat and have beautiful panoramic views of all three countries all at the same time. So, it's a perfect stop. And lastly, what resources and tools can we share with you? How can we help you as well? So, our website is a great resource for destination information overall, but we also have just recently launched our new travel trade hub, and that is called traveltrade.bayern, and that I will highly recommend for you to check out. There you can have access to our latest brochures and guides, as well as our curated sample itineraries that give you a sense of the product available, and of course, tips on putting itineraries together. You'll also find sections for our Bavarian Connection USA, which you will find all of the sales materials dedicated specifically to the US travel trade. And a handy tip is to sign up for our newsletter. We send about 5 a year, and of course, stay in touch with us via social media. If you are in Bavaria, please, you are welcome to tag us and connect with us. If you're on Instagram, Facebook, you can contact. You can tag us there, and of course, I highly recommend you check out our YouTube channel where you can watch our latest videos and content. And speaking of videos, I want to show you a quick glimpse of one of our latest videos. So let me try to do that right now. Okay, so that was just a little glimpse of a little road trip video we put together. That was just a trailer, but you're welcome to check out our YouTube channel and see the full video. It's about 6 minutes long. So definitely highly recommend if you are inspired to go to Bavaria or book any travel for your clients. And then with this, here's my contact details. You can email me at any time at bavaria@germany.travel, and also my mobile number is there in case you have any questions. And that was a little ride across Bavaria through our webinar today.
Thank you, Diana. I know for me, the hiking was particularly beautiful to see, and now I really want to have sausage for lunch. So I'm going to just want to ask anybody if they have any questions. If you do, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, what we'll go ahead and do is we'll do a short walkthrough of how to book Bavaria on TourRadar. But before we do that, Diana, did you have a question so that we can ask that question and then get the responses so we can pick our winners for the Bavaria grab bags?
Yes, yes, of course. Almost forgot about this. Yes, for the special gifts. Yes. So, whoever can tell us where where you can find the Margravial Opera House at the UNESCO World Heritage Site that it was included in the presentation today. If you can tell us in what city that is located. I believe the first three that can reply as soon as they can will receive our little grab bag from Bavaria, which includes a really nice beer mug, also some Lebkuchen from Nuremberg. So please type that in and or send it to us as soon as you can, and we'll let you know the winner after the TourRadar tutorial.
Diana, we do have a question. Elena is wanting to know, what are the popular beer tours?
Popular beer tours. Well, Munich has a lot of different beer tour opportunities. For example, at the Oktoberfest Museum, there's also that if you want to stay in the city, that's an option. Then I believe I also mentioned in Bayreuth there is there's the big beer museum as well, the largest one in the world. And so near Bayreuth, actually, there's a lot of different breweries as well that you can check out. It's actually that area is the highest concentrated of breweries in the world. So there's over 2,000 varieties of beer in that region. And so if you really are really looking for a real Bavarian beer experience, then it would be north of Bavaria. Then of course Nuremberg also has many of their breweries in the old town that you can also explore as well.
Awesome. Well, we've got just a few more minutes, so I want to just kind of quickly dive into how the agents and advisors who have joined us today can book Bavaria on through TourRadar. So whether you're signed up or not, a great place to start is our agent page at tourradar.com/agents. And here, not only are you able to then begin searching for a destination, but if you're not signed up, you can easily sign up. You can see any of the news that we've got that's currently that's important. So right now we're doing our Spring into Adventure promotion, where if you book a client on a trip between March 1st and March 31st, you will automatically earn a cash bonus and you're entered to win an amazing trip to Egypt. You can also sign up here if you're not currently signed up, and you'll find all the information about our other webinars that we have coming up. From here, this is where you would log in. So I'm already logged in, as you can see, but here you would click in and then you would just log in and then you can start your search. So I'm going to just start typing in Bavaria. And once you've typed in your destination, you'll get to into the main destination landing page. I'm going to focus really quickly on our private adventures. As Diana mentioned, if somebody has a short time and they want to do private, so you can come over here and you can click on private, and then you'll see all of the adventures that are private. And then Diana also specifically talked about hiking and trekking, which is something that's been pretty popular on TourRadar lately as well. So then you can now select down and see all of those private hiking and trekking adventures. Something like walking Bavaria's lakes and mountains is a popular one. You're going to see lots of beautiful sights. You'll see the max group size. You can ask a question of the operator. And once you do that, you'll be inside your operator dashboard. And so if you've asked a question of the operator under bookings, you would then see here your question that you've asked about that particular tour, and you can always follow up by coming in and logging into your dashboard and checking the response, and you will get a response to your email. We are really out of time, but I want to just give one more opportunity. If there's any more questions, please post them. Otherwise, you can always reach TourRadar directly at agents. That's plural at tourradar.com. We can always help answer any questions that you have about a particular tour or about a destination, and we can help you get your clients booked on a life-enriching adventure in Bavaria if you would like. With that, we have 2 agents who have responded to the answers. So Lori and Elena are the winners of the Bavaria prizes. So we will reach out to you directly and introduce you to Diana so that she can send you your send you your prize. Thanks everybody again. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach TourRadar at agents@tourradar.com, and we look forward to sending your clients on life enriching adventures. Take care.